Yeah, let's turn our camera on. That's not on. What's wrong with me? There we go. Oh wait, I need to get it. New up docs. YouTube control panel. Nice big old pimple. All right. Um, oh, okay. Oh, 925. Okay. I'm gonna have to like figure out how to collect all these thoughts together. But what I'm trying to do right now is whoops.
Do you want to know where to invest it?
Yeah, if I'm going to let's see. Let me change start page. Startup. Okay. Good. Here we go. Back on there. All right. Okay. We could just, that's probably good enough. Oh yeah, so I need a definition of corruption. I only have 7 levels right now. Okay. So over here we have examples. Here we have so when one is at level 1 awareness. So actually level 1 of being of level of being aware, aka red pill woke awake. Okay. Um I have so many fucking tabs open. So here, for example, of seeing the symptoms of interpersonal disconnection, we could put this here. And then we'll put I want to get like a so much work to do. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it there. Just trying to think of how I'm going to organize all this. Well, my task list should be at this moment. I mean, what I'm going to do today and where I could put that. That's going to close this. I have so many documents I've created and then I don't touch again. This will probably be another one. With that, I feel so needy. Motherfucker. Okay, I messed that up. Well, one, conserve, I'm not trying to do this alone. I'm constantly trying to find other people to do this. And I also get that it's a really lofty goal. It's like number one crown next year. I don't know what that means. For them? I don't know. I'm new to all of this. All right. Let's try to come over to get the link. There we go. Messed up. There we go. All right. That's good. And I sent you a link, if you're still there, to the Discord server if you want to join. The Discord server, and then also join the conversation at some point. Um, I want to at some point make videos today that are just like a 10-minute video about, hey, here's the FCC fairness doctrine, and here are stats, and here's what my view is on it. But right now, I'm just trying to organize a bunch of things. All right. Yeah, I even have like a document here for like focus group. I have made this document so many fucking times. Definitely have a problem with organizing ideas. Okay, Pell standard. So I need a video script. Time to seeing these stats here. Yeah, I should read through that at some point more than I have. Um, yeah, CL, if you know, so I have like right here of like basically there's levels of being red pill. There's levels of being woke. And I think that it's how much we're able to see the corruption in whatever the entity is or the group. So I think level one is there's corruption in companies and corporations. Level two, you see corruption in the government, local and federal. Level three, media and journalists. And then I'm going to have examples over here. Stats on low trust of average person. That's technically an example. It's more of a result. And then I also need the definition here. Trying to figure out, I'm going to do that. I, okay. Um, Actually, no, this isn't my definition. The group's definition, which basically the group is just me. There's some other people though. So actually everything else in this needs to go somewhere else. All right, let's go to media to analyze. Then um actually no. I need like a see if that's there. Hmm. Right, this is them vetoing the FCC fairness doctrine. This is at senate.gov. Let's download that. Okay. Okay, so this would be all right, so now I want to pull out all of the media to analyze. Why is this off the fucking page? What did I do? It's like all the way over there. Somehow pasting that in here, like I screwed with the whole fucking page. Okay, we're just gonna reorganize and make a new one. I don't know how to fix that. So we'll put media to analyze. Put these here. That's its own thing. Seriously. Okay. So here's the new one. Okay, somehow I'm missing the. It's probably this one. Yeah, I think so. So if I go to these timestamps, I just messed up when I was writing the list down. So let's go 30, 30, 30.
Reports on it. So that's it. I'm locking you guys up. Don't say I'm authoritarian. If you say I'm authoritarian, I'm going to lock you up twice as.
Oh, that's not 30, 30, 30.
Because I am against immigrants. I am a right winger. I hate them and I want to murder them. Okay? How about Gabby Giffords? We all forgot about Gabby Giffords, a Democratic congresswoman shot in the head. So look, guys, I'm not saying the right is more guilty, although it is a literal fact that there's been much more right-wing violence, but now there is left-wing violence, and I hate it. I despise it. I despise the violence on both sides. But this obvious liar, and including Trump too. Oh, it's only the radical left doing it. The right never done it. Of course that's not true. Come on, please don't tell me that you're that blind that you can't see it. So then he says that's why you can't criticize anything we're doing as authoritarian. Well, what happens when you do things that are authoritarian? Well, we have to just go, oh, okay, since we wouldn't want to cause any violence, I'm never allowed to criticize you? Well, that's pretty convenient.
Very convenient.
Okay, so what happens if Democrats get in charge and they go, no, you can't criticize me for being authoritarian. So I'm gonna tread on you. I'm gonna, hey, you're a right winger, I think you might do violence. You guys have done more than the left wing. I see the FBI's reports on it. So that's it, I'm locking you guys up. Don't say I'm authoritarian. If you say I'm authoritarian, I'm gonna lock you up twice as much. I'm gonna take away all your rights because you're not allowed to speak anymore in this country. What happened to freedom of speech? So you know why people call you authoritarian? Because you send ICE masked up with no badges in unmarked vehicles. Scares the living crap out of people. That's not how we do things in America. And now masked men in unmarked cars with no badges are going around raping women. Because that's nuts. You know what we do in America with law enforcement? Not a right or left issue. You show a badge. That gives us faith that that is the government, and that you should not assault that guy, you should follow his orders, etc. And then if they don't follow the orders, then you can get all mad. But what if I show up to your house with no mask, no badge, and go, that's it, I'm taking your wife and your daughter, let's go.
You're gonna think that it's a kidnapper.
And you're gonna shoot the guy. The right wingers are gonna shoot that guy more than the left wingers.
That's why it's important for law enforcement to identify themselves. And just to give you more details on what Cenk was alluding to earlier, because I don't want anyone to think that Cenk is saying that the ICE agents are raping women. That's not what's happening. Because of the fact that ICE agents have not been identifying themselves, disgusting predators have used that to their advantage to essentially pose as ICE agents. And then, there have been specific cases of women who have been kidnapped and raped.
And there's no excuse for mask and no badge. No excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, the ICE is in danger because they're arresting gangs. Cops arrest gang members every single day in America. And they don't wear masks and they show their badges. That's what we do in America. We don't get scared of gangs and criminals go, oh, that's it, once you start covering up en masse, this thing's on a road to disaster. So no deal, JD Vance and Donald Trump. We're not gonna stay muted and not rhetorically and politically fight back because you are threatening us. And what Trump said there was a definite threat. Okay, you can go to plausible deniability and you can go, well, I mean, technically he didn't say that the right wing should do that. He said he'd be concerned if the right wing did that. But he said it in a way that was super clearly a threat. Now you can disagree with me and say it's an interpretation, that's fine. But I got ears and I got eyes. So I saw it. And he's like, well, I mean, the right wing would be much more vicious. You don't want that left, radical left. It's all the radical left's fault. No, it's your fault. You're the one driving up division. You're the one saying left, 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 left. Okay, I'm gonna come in and bring in the military, etc. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being too critical of the president? Okay. Oh no, I know that's not allowed anymore. That's not allowed anymore from the guy who ran on freedom of speech. So guys, we are very balanced on policy, but I'm not going to tolerate anyone on the right or the left taking away speech rights, doing authoritarian crap, and then saying, oh, I saw some two super questionable dudes who conveniently engraved stuff on their bullets, and because of that, I'm taking away all your rights. No deal. And by the way, Trump should never talk about low IQ people. A moron of epic proportions.
Okay.
And did you notice? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say, did you notice every time he talks about low IQ people, I didn't think this was real. And now I see it. Almost every time it's a minority. All right, go ahead, Anna.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem similarly chastised Democrats, saying this shooting must serve as a wake-up call to the far left, and their rhetoric about ICE has consequences, comparing ICE day in and day out to the Nazi Gestapo, the secret police, and slave patrols has consequences. Now, in reality, these ramped up attacks on Democrats and the left have been escalating for a while now. So for instance, back in August, Stephen Miller made a pretty inflammatory statement, and I want you to take a look at what that was.
The Democrat Party does not fight for, care about, or represent American citizens. It is an entity devoted exclusively to the defense of hardened criminals, gangbangers, and illegal alien killers and terrorists. The Democrat Party is not a political party. It is a domestic extremist organization.
Unacceptable.
Look, this country is not served well by people like this.
Okay,
that seem to have way more interest in getting Americans to hate each other than anything else. It's pretty gross.
Because by the way, Anna, it works because I now despise Stephen Miller.
I mean,
I loathe Stephen Miller. Oh, I'm sorry, am I not allowed to say that? Have my speech rights been taken away? Okay, because of some theoretical supposed left-wing shooter or something? And what if I said the same thing Stephen Miller said about Republicans? They're a domestic terrorist group. They're the ones that are causing all the problems. He'd say, oh my God, Jake, you're causing violence. Don't say that about the right wing. In fact, I don't want you to be allowed to say that about Republicans. But I can say it about Democrats all day long. And I could drive violence towards you. I could use the government to take away your rights. And so burn the Constitution and just have us all hate each other and say despicable things like that about half the country. Stephen Miller is one of the most loathsome people who has ever been in the United States government. Am I allowed to say it, Stephen? Am I allowed to? Oh no, I know. Muslim. Don't let him say anything about foreign governments. Don't let him say anything about Trump or any of his stupid cronies. We are 1000% against violence. Everyone should be against violence. But saying that we're gonna take away the right wing's rights or the left wing's rights is un-American. And Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem and JD Vance and Donald Trump are un-American. I hope that's clear enough.
All right, we'll get to the latest in the Epstein files when we come back.
All right, we're gonna finally organize this document. It's just been a long time since I've been here. I was trying to figure out like what I was trying to say at all the different places. I think oh, I was like, what happened to the video? Okay. That's just how I was copying and pasting. See, here's where it gets complicated. A lot of these things go in both categories. So there's the rules for the dark side of tribalism. So, like, don't question the leader. Would examples for media where we can find that in conversations would go here, and like this one right here, the eye for eye retribution. This would be both. It's both. Although Pell standard in knowing what eye for an eye does, and it's also a rule for the dark side of tribalism. You're doing it to me, so I need to do it to you. No, that's fine. I'll just put it in the rules because basically the solution to all of this is the Pell standard being high. You'd know what all the rules for dark side tribalism are. I'll put the dark side tribes. Good. Okay, so I need to get a timestamp out of here for crazy on both sides. So I need to go and find the transcript. So around 10:23. We'll go back to 10:12.
Everywhere, right? So, and these set of folks then lose the moral high ground for everyone on the left. And I don't think that's fair. But then the right wing gets to say, hey, that idiot that smashed in Paul Pelosi's head, he doesn't lose us the moral high ground either, because I didn't tell him to do that. We didn't vote for that, right? And maybe we can begin to realize, oh, like crazy people on both sides do violence because, not because they're on the right or the left, but because they're crazy.
100%.
Right? And that literally.
All right, so it is like 10:21 gets more fuller context. Wonder how to like do that. There's a way to like. Just go 10:18.
Moral high ground for everyone on.
I'll go back a little bit further.
Now, all of a sudden, the Trump assassination attempts. There's no question. But now,
that's probably good right there.
They're indisputable. You can continue to dispute them, but there's.
All right. Share start at 10. And then timestamp. So what this is trying to show is the action and mental illness. So the three different things that I really need here is the link. And it's weird it didn't like ask me to do that tab thing. I don't get the difference, like why it does this versus that. I don't know. Then the main thing we're trying to show here man, this is a both problem. Wait, maybe if I don't get the live link, because I think that's what I have. So maybe I can get that. So if I go to Young Turks,
responsible for the uptick in left-wing violence.
And I look at Crockett, I look at some of these people, they're decent, very low IQ people, actually. And I'll give you a little clue. The right is a lot tougher than
this
the left.
might be the
But
video.
the right's not doing this. They're not doing it. And they better not get them
Out.
energized, because it won't be good for the left. And
I'm trying to find that Miller guy in there, because I know Miller was in there.
But the radical left is causing this. Radical left Democrats are causing this problem. And
yep, there it is.
It gets worse.
Okay, so this is it. So then now I can just get the transcript. Press end to get to the bottom, go to Word. And then crazy. Oh, it's only one result? What? Are you serious? What about both sides? One of 5. Huh. Okay, well this isn't it then. I'm so confused. It must have been something before it. So we'll go back and we'll see if we get the live. This one.
But there's no
So
question.
live
But
is
now
not in the title.
they're indisputable. You can continue to dispute them, but there's no.
Okay. Now if I get this link, maybe in Google, it will now not do that, and I can, no. Oh, it still has live. What the fuck? It doesn't say live right there. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why he does this. Oh well. Whatever. Okay. So the thing we're trying to show, let's make it 20. Okay. Let's go rules, dark sides of tribes. Do 24 and red. Stuff at 18, no, it's 15. All right, that's fine. 24. Leave it on I'm walking down hill. All right, conserve. I just need to give you roles. I see join. So like here, same thing, and I need to make. Let's make it like. No, not that. And move this heading 2. And then applies Control Alt 2. So come here, Control Alt 2. And then the things we want to show here is okay. So trying to figure out how to like organize the media to analyze. I want to do it with like rules of darks between like these two. These are the two main things. Okay, put that at the top. I don't know if there's an equivalent to common sense. Human nurture is what we teach people. So if a person knows like a culture with a rheological fallacy, that is not common sense unless their group mostly uses it. It's more common than it's not. So even if it's like 60% of the group knows of the cause of logical fallacy, then it's common sense and therefore it's human nurture. Human nature, which is the okay, yeah. The this. Then common sense judgment standard. Okay, and then I want to make this looking nice, so let's put it center. This should also be centered. Okay. Two main issues. Personal relationships. immediate examples of the two main issues forcing a double standard, resulting in the two realities and hyperpolarization of all society. For ideological desire conflict. Okay, then and insert table. Oh yeah, I should do that. So let's see. Make one, put that in here. And then while I'm in this table, I'm going to insert another table. And I'm going to have the link, the problem we're looking at, the main thing, because each one of these things has an incredible amount of things to show. Just the largest thing I'm trying to show as shows this example of this problem really well. And then the quote. So 3 across, probably. And then now we'll start with just 10 and go from there. 3, 10. All right. Okay. So this is more an example of trying to show just a really complex geopolitical issue that can't be solved because of the two main issues. So I don't know where I want to put this because this is a result of both of them and not really showing like a main problem of either one thing. So maybe there will be like a third one. So there'd be the two main issues, the rules for dark side tribes, and the common sense. Oh, and I'm also putting these out of order. So like low Palestine, or that's what this is. So we'll just put that here, and then I just want to create another one of these. So copy that. And then underneath this, we'll say Pel, actually, copy. And then get this guy. So causing mental illness. Result of both. Okay. Hmm. Eye for an eye.
Look, there's a huge difference
Yay,
between someone who
ads.
cares about you and someone who's actually trained to help. Luckily,
I don't like Firefox doing. When you open a new tab, I just want it to be blank. Whatever. I don't know.
Pretty brazen. So what I've seen, Ryan, is on the free speech stuff, basically some parts of the right will try to do an intellectual, like, oh, well, here's why it's different and it's not the same and they did it and we're doing something completely different. But I see a lot of just like, yeah, they did it to us, we're going to do it back to them.
Yeah.
And and we're going to come at them 10 times harder than they ever could have come at us. And you guys were out there.
So it's eye for an eye, retribution, plus warfare escalation. Plus eye for an eye warfare. Maybe I should just put. No, I think it's key to put both to make sure it's very distinct on how the thing escalates and then how we stay in eye per eye logical loops for specific action. So like, let's say we're both doing something at the same level of eye for an eye. I'm punching you in the arm, you're punching me in the arm. I'm punching you in the arm back. And we're just staying at that thing. But then as I want to win, I'm like, well, I'm going to escalate this further. And then as soon as either side ever escalates, then it gives the other side to go, well, you did it to me worse here, here, and here. So I'm going to do it to you worse. And that's why I need like a, wait, am I the right one? Yeah. The blame distribution for both sides. Both sides. Blame and fault. Distribution. All right. So I'm trying to show here. Behavior, economy, variables. Whoa, am I not typing? Behavior, economy. What's that quote from Charlie Kirk? It's just he just says it. If conversations can't happen, violence begins, something like that. If conversations can't. When people stop talking, maybe that's, oh my gosh. Wait, oh.
Have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements
Holy shit.
respectfully,
Sorry.
because when people stop
Blowing
talking,
everyone's
that's
ears
when
out.
violence happens.
My bad. I'm turning it up.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assaults, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in all this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens.
So, CL, how much do you agree with his statement? So that's what this both sides thing is going to represent. So it's the blame distribution, but also how the trust erodes as the behavior economy variables of the unclaimed blame and fault continue to increase. That's what these 4 boxes of liberty are. So I want to show, like, trying to figure out how to organize this one where, so basically the left and the right. Let's try something like this. And then it would be, so we'd have this above. Oh, whoops. To just show each one. And then there'd be one section of each for each side for all of them. Now I should, I don't have it. Anyways, I'll just type. So, voter, oh man, how do you spell sentiment? Yeah, sentiment. It's like right here. Okay, hold on. How do I get this in? Okay. Trying to remember how I do this thing with this table thing. Why did I put that one in the center and this one's on the left? Oh, table options. Oh, there it is. Okay. Do I have table options as soon as I hit here too? Yes. Okay, good. So I just want to put this one center. Okay. All right. We're figuring shit out. No, I want to say A. You can go away. Okay, fine. I'll say A. How does a group of 2 or 350 or a group of 350 million, a group make decisions? Patriarchy, me. Would that be like idea creation? So I'm trying to think of like and then the common sense idea. Such a creating the ideas for what it means to be a good All right. So we do legend, insert table. Maybe not that small. Oh. Maybe think of corruption in our medical industry. Where might that be? Institutions. So we'll say, is it? I don't know if I want to put institutions and academia together. The thing is, like, even wording it medical industrial complex, people think even just that language is, oh, you're against science by just framing it like that. Okay, I'll just put medical industry. Yeah, academia is just an institution. Okay, that works. I should take this out. Can I delete this row? Okay. And then we'll just make a legend. Really? It's as far as left as it goes? What? Okay, guess so. Oh, probably because of that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So this is the fair versus corrupted level. Sorry, that's not worded. Levels of awareness. I'm red pilled, man. Like I see that our government's so corrupt. Oh, the mainstream media, they're lying to us, bro. So yeah, let's go here. I mean, that's gonna be a thing for each one of these things. Stats on, so stats on the average person on both sides. That's probably good enough. I want to format this better, but it's fine for right now. Okay, I can just do the same thing, copying and pasting to fix that. All right. Well, same thing. Yeah. All right, level 6, corruption, the common sense of the average person thought. Wait, do I have that? Oh, oh, fuck, did I mess up? Oh, man, dude. We are going to control Z. So 5 is this. 6 is corruption. Right. So 5 is common sense in the average person thought produced understanding the rules for darkness is true lies controlled. Oh, so 5. Okay. So yeah, 5 is seeing human nature, corruption in our human nature, and then 6 is corruption in our nurture. Right. Okay. Yeah. And that's what this says. Okay. I'm just reading the average person and the thought leaders and thinking I just doubled everything in this. All right. So this is human nature. Nope, I got that backwards. There we go. levels, and then blame distribution. Wait, yeah, so I do blame and fault distribution, and I should probably put yes, both sides, motherfucker. I hate trying to get either side to acknowledge their own bad. It's fucking wild today. Just, it's an incredible, monumental task to get either side to actually ever want to have the conversation about, like, even those that try and engage in it for a little bit, they're like, okay, fine, yeah, I'll hear you out. They do two things almost always. They will only have that conversation where they're entertaining any of the fault on their side for like 10 minutes at max. And then they'll cherry pick counter examples and they'll do the whole give it, if you can tell them that, yeah, they're making a good point. So I would get that, and I call out the left, and then they would say, okay, what Democratic politicians do you think were doing bad behavior and we weren't holding our own to account? And then they'll go and they'll find places where like some Democrats were criticizing Biden while he was in office about the border. And we need to see that. But they don't want to go and actually see the multitude of a long list of things, because when you're talking about, and because there's multiple demographics that are happening all at once, and it is mostly just three within the group. There's four, sorry. So there's thought leaders, people like Destiny, Ben Shapiro. Then there's the mainstream media, which those kind of overlap to some degree, but they're not supposed to. Thought leaders are people like MLK, Gandhi, people that are trying to come up with better ideas. They're the thought leaders of the particular ideological group. So they're thought leaders for fourth wave feminism, Christianity. So it's all the same shit. It's just ideological group. We have the magic sauce. So there's the average person in each group. That's one. Two is the thought leaders for that ideological group. Then you have the mainstream media, and then you have the Democrat, and then you have the politicians. And they only want to talk about the politicians for almost always. They only want to talk about those. They don't understand how it wasn't politicians that came up with believe all women. It wasn't politicians that came up with what it means to be politically correct. It wasn't politicians that came up with turn the other cheek or walk a mile in another person's shoes. I really like the quote that politics is downstream from culture. Is that right? Is that what it is? Politics are downstream. Yeah, politics is downstream from culture, Breitbart. And I really believe that, but it doesn't mean I don't even really know who this man is. I understand he's like on the right, and that he like owns things on the right, like media places. Yeah, in early stages of Huffington Post, after helping in the early stages of those, he's now far right. And that's one of the things both sides fucking do. Like in the blame distribution of our soapbox. So this is our battle. This is our team problem. I know this is going to be long. This is going to be long, and I can back up all of it. So this is our team problem solving battle of ideas. Negotiations. Okay. And so one of the things both sides do, okay, right here I'm trying to show the tally fraud and fairness of why we'll get to the ammo box. So then in the soapbox, what the left is seeing is the right is lumping all far what's that word? Conflating. I'll just say group. I just did. No, I capitalized that too. The right. That's the name of the group. Is the right. You don't just say right. You say the right. Okay, I think it should be capitalized. Okay, so most of the right, way too often. So I just take the is out, put a comma. Grouping all of the worst ideas from the far left. There is some nuance where some on thanks for the offer. Have a good nice day. Comma, I don't live near there. there's just so many problems that are going on in my mind. Like for poisoning the well of what we're doing instead of our team problem solving battle of idea. We're, there's a reason I use negotiations instead of conversations. In fact, I even want to probably use the word arguing. But for poisoning the well, I'm trying to show here the motivated reasoning why both sides do the MMS and they do not want to admit when they're wrong and admit when the other person is right. And that is seen as a high level act of defection that people are seeing that I can't. Okay, so the overall thing for just the 4 boxes of liberty, let's put it center and take the bullet points out. The hell? Stuff's like freaking out on me. Although I don't know why. What's happening? Not sure what's going on there. All right, so 4 boxes of liberty. If either side or both see enough Okay, so I want Charlie Kirk's exact quote. He said it here. I wish I had this somewhere else than Instagram. There's no fucking slider. When was this posted? Maybe I can find when this was. That's annoying. Let's try searching on YouTube, I guess. Yeah, there's a problem with it having. I mean, YouTube control panel just keeps being weird. Just keeps going white. I'm just gonna leave it closed for now. Don't really care. All right, so what is this? Okay. Oh, there's sponsored hyperlinks in here? That's funny. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, what I was gonna do is I was gonna come back to one of these and just post it in here, get was it more when conversations don't happen? That's when violence begins? That is oh, it's one of these. Let's see. Okay, you know what? I really want to. I need to change this. Change Firefox new tab page. What? I have to install something called new tab override? Are you serious? Wow. Yeah, that's probably because they're having a hard time with funding to keep the browser going. Wow. Okay, so I need to go to say extensions. Can I type it? Oh, vey. Tabs, Zoom, applications. I saw extensions for here, extensions for developers. I don't see extensions. And then what's that thing called? Oh, I don't care about the shortcut. Um, this I don't think I do. It wants HTTPS // I guess I don't need to click save or anything. I just hit new. Here we go. It has worked. All right. I'll have that really bad thing anymore. Let's do this. Okay, I'll just put that. Texas versus Pennsylvania. How do you spell Pennsylvania? Okay. Supreme Court. Dismiss the case. Mainstream media. Thought leaders and politicians on the left are constantly making Trump. Say, here's another problem. This is in both places. So for voter sentiment, if the average person on both sides, and things are crazy today, so we at least need to try and go back to like the 1990s, not too long ago, about 30 years ago. And the average Republican, the average Democrat would not, if they thought the leader is actually racist. I actually think this is true even today. that they will not, if they actually believe the person is racist, they will not vote for him. That's going to put in racist policies. If they actually think they're a fascist, that one's a little bit different. And that's mostly because things have not been working well at all for a very, very long time. And there's so much data that shows that. I need help making these lists. A lot of fucking help. I'm not trying to do any of this by myself. Put in dude. Just keep fucking scam artists. I have a person who got my phone number and they're just texting me acting like they don't know me, and it's like just long text messages of like, thank you for understanding. Because they're trying to talk to somebody else. Um, and if I was near San Francisco, they'd love to buy me coffee. And I told them I don't live there, and then now they're saying, oh, maybe we were supposed to meet. Fear this is a I think I should just block them and delete it. I'm just gonna get wrapped into responding to a person. A robot, maybe. An AI. Pure AI, bro. Okay. Oh, that would be an interesting one. Oh man, Tim Pool. Okay. What I was gonna go try and find was Jonathan Haidt. and it was a pretty recent one. I haven't watched that one. I'm trying to remember which podcast I saw him on. It was in the beginning. Previously watched. I mean, maybe I can go see it in my history. This would be cool if this works. That's not gonna work. I put in. Yep, this is the one. It was Chris Williamson. All right. So we'll listen to this for a bit while I'm trying to. Turn that up. Okay.
Doesn't every generation complain about the next one that's coming along? Is what we're seeing at the moment not just more old hat that's occurred for every generation previously?
Well, yes and no. Yes, every generation complains, and the complaints tend to be similar. And that's gone on not since the dawn of history. People always quote, Socrates or something, but really, that begins when you start getting modernity. You start getting each generation is changing, around the 16th, 17th century in Europe. So, yes, that's been going on a long time. But it's never before been the case that the mental health of the young generation suddenly was really different and really bad. So, the main argument I get against me is just the one you just said that, oh, this is just another moral panic. There's nothing going on here. This is what always happens. No, this is not what always happens. You don't ever before get a doubling of the suicide rate of preteen girls. You don't ever get an across the board, across many nations, plummeting of mental health all beginning right around 2012, 2013. So no, this time is really different.
What is it that children need to do in childhood? Like, we don't think about it.
Okay. So that would be seeing the symptoms, exacerbating. Oh man, exacerbating variable. I could just use the word increasing, maybe. I don't get it. Why can't I go to the, okay, can I go to the end and hit enter? There we go, finally. And if I hit that, will it give me it's good? And then aren't they Gen Y, the current generation? Can I talk? What gener? Oh, what generation is born? Oh, can I just find it here? I thought there was Gen Y. Alpha. Gen Z and then Gen Alpha? Is that right? And now we're in beta. We went from we went from X. Oh, they called the millennial Gen Y. Okay, that's why. Um, So probably Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Okay. Oh, maybe some of this text is a little bit too big. Let's make this 30, and then we'll make all of this 16. Good there. I think it's gonna just be too hard to read if I make it any smaller. Hmm. All right, looks better. Okay. Let's save this to, or favorite this to newest. This is also a new one, newest. And this is another one I've just recreated. I just find it so hard to go back to a document I haven't touched in many months and then trying to pick up where I left off, especially as over the months, my understandings of the things have been changing and then how they're organized are also changed. I just feel sometimes it just feels easier just to start fresh. It's frustrating me though as well. Daughter's on her way. jury box is for I guess I could just put voting. Don't have WhatsApp, but I can't get it. And voice to text failed me and put what's happening. I don't have what's happening. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Political violence. So we'll just write conflating. Hmm. To most of the right, the left are communists, Marxists, hate the Constitution, Un-American. How would you type that? Like this? Un-American, immoral. Here, what are some of the other ones they say? Nope, not immortal. Keep responding to this person. Oh, I'm just wasting all my time. Ugh, so dumb. Okay. Evil. Actually, we should start with evil. Evil, death cults, Marxists, hate the American Constitution, un-American, immoral. Um, and then it's just copy. And then to show both sides, we just copy and paste this over here. And we still need to change some things. There's a lot that doesn't get changed. So that's still the same. And then now we just replace most of the left way too often, group all of the bad ideas from the far right on all of the right. Wow, we don't have a name because for too long, the left wouldn't even say the word retarded. So now it's an interesting thing that recently changed. So they don't have an equivalent, I don't think. I mean, they're now just using the word retarded, retarded conservative, retarded Republican. I'll just put that. And then these stay the same. They're calling them evil. They're calling them death cults. They're calling them un-American. They don't call them Marxist. They call them like dirty. Oh, I forgot dirty liberal. Dirty capitalist. I guess the equivalent of communist, like fascist. They call them fascist. Um, Racist. They don't say they hate the Constitution, but they are saying they're constantly breaking it. I feel like that just still goes underneath fascist. They're saying un-American. They're saying threats to democracy. shit. Either way, camera's gonna pop things. Then it's better. Go negotiating. Okay, but what does really diplomacy mean? Hi. There's just you. Just you.
We had a day with when she wanted to comfortable and since it was raining hot outside today, while everybody read either uh like um uh a jacket or hoodie that like was over a bit oversized and shorts, and other people with like comfy pants and comfy um hoodies, like you know.
Really? When did he say this?
No, it's on. So,
I'm gonna take a break and eat some food.